One take, one shot. This is the review series in which I do the Smackdown review and totally one take, one shot, no cuts. And so that means if I start coughing out a lung, well, then I will just, you can survive. You can survive with one lung. I'll just keep going. And then when it's all said and done, I'll hit cut. I'll stuff that lung down my esophagus. And I wish I had stopped talking about like 30 seconds ago, but here I am still talking about that lung. Anyways, let's get to the review. John Cena, his music hits. Well, and yeah, no, his music hits, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I forgot John was coming out. I just got so used to John not being there that, well, he's here now. John is here. I think this was appearance number 26. They should keep the counter up. They should really keep that counter up as a visual on how much little time we have left with him. It would be cool and amazing. They didn't, though. John, he comes out to John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. And then he gets the mic, and then I hear voices in my head. Sorry if my voice is really raspy. I'm still like recovering. I haven't recovered from WrestleMania week, but talking all day long, and I'm not complaining though. You should be complaining. Yeah, you're complaining that I'm talking all day long. But anyways, so yeah, John couldn't speak. What was John gonna say? Was he gonna talk about the giveaway? Probably not, but I'm gonna talk about the giveaway. This is the 20,000 subscriber giveaway. I will give away this belt. This belt right here can be yours. All you gotta do is comment below. I'm not joking now, all right? It's hard to tell the line between me joking and me being serious. Well, it's a fine line and a tightrope walk, but for real here, 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give it away. All you got to do is comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and maybe a thumbs up. No, definitely a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up so I can quit the day job. I'll give away the belt free of charge anywhere in the world. All right, I am back. Ooh, that belt just fell down. But you gotta keep going. John Cena and Randy Orton, they're talking, right? Randy says, John, this is the first time I thought about this the other day. It's been 25 years, man. 25 years we've been up and down the road, and I'm a good guy now, and you're a bad guy. Like crazy, bizarro world that we are living in. And he says, I think I know what your problem is, John. You need kids. You need kids. And John Cena's like, you're gonna parent shame me? You're gonna parent shame me? I've already raised all these people. I've raised all these kids, including, and look at that one right there. It's like some 6-year-old kid, and he like starts making fun of him. Then he makes fun of the dad, and he just keeps going on and on. He makes about like 6 or 7 jokes at this dad and kid expense. I loved it. I wish they would have cut to that person, but they didn't, unfortunately. And yeah, it was so. Excuse me. Oh man, I wish I could cut that. I am so sorry. Was that a lung coming up? Oh God, stop talking. Just go back to the reviews. Chop. Okay. So I wish they would have cut to that person though. It would have been so funny. So, like, just seeing him. Like, remember when we cut to that 10-year-old kid who John was like, including that kid right there, toxic. We should have done that here. What a horrible parent you are, you know. But we didn't, unfortunately. There goes that lung. There we go. So yes, eventually though, it gets really serious, really tense where John's like, I'm going to ruin this, Randy. You're at 15. You're going to have to start back at 1 because once I take this belt home with me, the lineage restarts. I don't think it works like that, John, but yeah, I get it. So then Randy's like, I've done this for my family 3 generations. He's getting super mad. John and him, they get into a scuffle. John, at first, kind of, sort of, is winning, but then Randy Orton is able to overcome it, and at the end of the day, he gets the upper hand on John Cena. I'm pretty sure there was an RKO in that whole mix, and John just, like, the moment he gets hit with a big move, he just, like, lies there dead, like, none. He just doesn't move. He's just like, I'm just gonna bask here in the lights, I'm gonna take a quick nap. He's just dead, and, yeah, so Randy Orton, he poses with the belt, and he leaves, and I gotta say, I'm more interested in this feud right here with a 2-week build, a 1 promo between them, and I'm more interested than the whole, like, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. Like, for real. Like, this is already more interesting than Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And before you Cody defenders out there and crybabies out there are like, oh, just another YouTuber making fun of my favorite Rhodes. No. I actually like Cody Rhodes. I'm just telling you that honestly, this is just more interesting right now. And this is what they should have done with Cody Rhodes' title reign. Don't give him AJ Styles, who's an awesome wrestler, right off the bat of Roman Reigns. They should have gave him a hot feud. I know some people are already being like, oh man, is it too soon for Randy Orton? And that's valid. That's a valid concern because Randy Orton's like, he's like a big deal. Randy Orton's a huge accomplishment, a huge matchup, a huge feud to put on your title reign resume. However, Cody Rhodes, like, they just kept drawing out these little feuds until it was almost like, half a year in before he started getting anything to really sink his teeth into. And so it really dulled the Cody Rhodes title experience. And so they're not going to do that here. And I like that, actually. Let's come off hot. Let's come off hot, especially because we only got 26 appearances left of John Cena. So let's get these big matches. Let's go. Like, if there's a big match, let's do it. You want to follow this up with Roman Reigns? Okay, bring on the Tribal Chief, CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Let's do it. Let's bring in all. Let's not wait. Let's not wait. Let's have challenger after challenger, epic match after epic feud coming at John Cena. And then when Cody wins it back, let's do that again. That should be the template. Just great matches constantly, great feuds constantly. So overall, half an hour and good stuff. Good stuff. I will say I do have a yawn counter, and I got 16 yawns. 16 yawns in this entire SmackDown. Most of them happened in the middle. It's that middle. It just drags. 3-hour SmackDowns are just too long. The last hour was great though. I stopped yawning at that last hour because it was on fire. But in the middle, if we could just take 1 hour out and throw it in the trash, because it's just the 16 yawn counter. Ouch. It was a pretty good SmackDown, even if my yawn counter kind of says otherwise. But regardless, let's go to the next one. We got Fraxium versus El Legado del Fantasma, and this is weird because, for one, Legado del Fantasma losing to a new tag team, while the new tag team needs to win. It's like, well, now we know Legado is totally done and cooked. They're just poof, gone. We don't ever need to worry about them again. Because for a moment, it looked like they were kind of sort of flirting with the idea of pushing them, but nope, they lost to a new debuting tag team. Now, the new debuting tag team should have won, but I just wonder if we should have done it with them, or maybe just some jobbers. I don't know. Either way, Fraxium comes up from NXT, and it was a decent enough match. There's nothing really crazy here. I would just say this: it's a head scratcher that they're coming to SmackDown, which tag team division is fine, which we will completely glow about in the last hour of the show, how good the SmackDown tag team division is. Why are they getting Fraxium when there is Raw that just has new heel tag team champions? So the New Day could use some opponents. Fraxium should have gone there. They could work their way up to the New Day and have a feud. And it would have been a cool feud because you have veterans versus the noobs, the rookies. And yeah. And so, odd choice bringing Fraxium to SmackDown. Hopefully maybe they're just testing the waters of the free agents right now, and we can just send them to Raw, because Raw needs the tag teams. As you will see by the TLC in the main event, SmackDown does not. Then we have Jade versus Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton comes out, cuts a babyface promo, and then Jade comes out and kind of cuts a babyface promo too. And Tiffany's like, let's go. So that was kind of weird. That they both two baby faces fighting each other. And I would say at this point, them giving Jade a match with Tiffany shows me that they're completely on board with Jade now. They don't think that Jade needs any more training, because now Jade has had a match with Liv Morgan. You could say Liv Morgan carried that match, but then she had a WrestleMania match with Naomi, who maybe Naomi carried the match too, but now she's had a match with Tiffany Stratton. 3 matches in a very short time frame shows me that they are confident in Jade's wrestling ability now, now that she can like, she's just there. She's a singles performer now. And Naomi attacked eventually. Naomi is funny because she didn't like try to hide it. She didn't like try to like, under the ring apron and just sneak attack. Nope, she just literally rolled in and just started punching, and it was like fun. I loved it. She throws her into a couple corners, and Naomi, that feud is not done. And then we get a little bit of a stare down between Naomi and Tiff, and Naomi kind of walks away, and then Nia comes out and attacks. I'm kind of surprised about Nia. There's a comedy roast actually out there that Nia said some interesting things, and I'm not like, I don't care, it's a comedy roast, whatever. But like, I heard she might have some heat, so I was a little surprised to see her. But you know what? She would be a good challenger for Tiffany Stratton. I could definitely see this on the Backlash PLE, and then maybe give Nia some time off until SummerSlam or something. But yeah, so we got a little thing there. Later, we do see Nia and Naomi kind of talking to each other, and it's like, I wouldn't mind them an alliance there, but I don't want a tag team. I want them to remain single stars. I want to see what Naomi can really do. Her character work is so fire that she doesn't need to be in a tag team. She's like amazing. She's been like, overshadowed for long enough. We don't need to put her in a tag team. We can just she can just shine as is. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't even want her really being in a pairing with Nia. I want her as a solo act, just being crazy and insane, because she's doing an amazing job. But so Jade won by disqualification, but it's like kind of just a nothing match. This was more just to further storylines of the other two women attacking. Then we go to a Solo Sikoa promo, and he's talking about how he believed in Jacob Fatu, how he brought him here. Everyone thought he was too dangerous. It's all him. He was definitely taking the flowers for Jacob's accomplishments. For a moment, I was like, this is kind of like Paul Heyman-esque, though Paul Heyman won't really talk about himself. He will actually talk about his person. So they kind of like, I don't know. It was very Paul Heyman-esque, but still not, because he was more gloating about himself, where Paul Heyman will gloat about his performer, his wrestler. Solo was still trying to get himself over, while Paul Heyman tries to get his client over, and Jacob caught that. Jacob starts side-eyeing him, and then he grabs it, and he's like, no, man, I told you, you're either with me or not. I told you I was bringing it home, da-da-da-da. And so, yeah, Jacob makes Solo looks like a chump, actually. He makes him look like a total chump, and just, oh, man, poor Solo. I love you, Solo. But if you're not going to be like, just like, let him be a hype man, or don't let him get punked out like this. He's probably going to cost Solo the U.S. title or go after it at some point, but Solo and Jacob, there's just tension there. There's just some tension there. We don't know where it's going to go. LA Knight eventually comes down. They start talking, and it's like, well, I guess LA Knight's never going to make it to the main event scene. And then Drew McIntyre comes out, and it's like, well, looks like Drew McIntyre has officially exited the main event scene. And then we have Nick Aldis, nope, you two can have a number one contenders match later in the evening. Now we go to Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green. This is their third match in a row. I guess the Secret Hervis was supposed to be banned from ringside tonight, but they were there, but eventually they cheat so much that they get kicked out. So there was a little bit of an inconsistency plot hole there, and they changed their minds, or whatever the case may be. They could have easily said something about how her petition had worked, and Nick said it wasn't, they could show up, but yeah, whatever. They eventually get kicked out, and Zelina Vega wins. Very, very surprisingly. The longest ever, shortest reigning ever. Well, not anymore. The longest ever, the strongest ever, the most dangerous ever, U.S. champion, oldest ever, U.S. champion has now officially been dethroned, and that sucks. That sucks, honestly. I don't think they're going to put Chelsea in the main event scene yet. Maybe they will. It'd be kind of funny. Tiffany and Chelsea going at it. But I don't know. Zelina Vega definitely worthy. definitely worthy of the title. I'm very, very happy for her. But personally, I pledge allegiance to Chelsea Green, so I'm very sad that she lost. Though I'm not like, this is the worst decision ever. No, I'm not like that. Then we have the Drew McIntyre match with LA Knight. They fight, and eventually Solo Sikoa will get involved, and he does the solo spike to the Samoan spike to LA Knight. Ref doesn't see it, but Drew McIntyre, for a moment, he hesitates, and he's like, yeah, screw it, I'll go for it. And he goes to do his Claymore kick, but Damian Priest then attacks, but the ref sees that, and Damian Priest puts Drew McIntyre through the announce table. I guess now that they broke the announce table at WrestleMania, all bets are off, and everybody can break that announce table, which ruins a video idea for me, because I wanted to do a video idea on who I thought would be the first to break the announce table. It was going to be Bronson Reed, but now that idea's out the window. You snooze, you lose. Chop. So, yeah. Then we just have a pull-apart brawl. Or not a pull-apart brawl, but everybody starts brawling. Even Jacob Fatu comes back, and he starts beating everybody up. He gives the prettiest moonsault to LA Knight. He does a couple butt bombs in the corner to the hip attack, or whatever they call it, to Damian Priest. He looks strong, and probably going to get a four-way at Backlash. Oh, they did officially announce Randy versus John Cena as well. And then we go to the match of the night, match of WrestleMania week, because this should have definitely been on the WrestleMania card. This was a TLC match, table, ladders, and chairs match between DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits walking in as champions. Street Profits music, I don't feel it matched the energy of Montez Ford. And Ciampa shaved off his beard, looks like a whole different person. And then the Motor City Machine Guns really had a good showing tonight. They definitely started showing more characteristics of heels, and it showed in their personality, and I loved it. This was the first time I was like, yes, those are the TNA guys that I remember. And there's this one crazy spot where the chair was on one of the guns and they hit it, and the chair literally spun around like a cartoon. It was awesome. And speaking of awesome, Angelo Dawkins repeated the Jeff Hardy Edge spot where one of them is holding on to the titles up top. He's hanging on, he's over. He's swinging on the titles, and Angelo Dawkins spears him. There was a lot of really, really good, amazing spots here. Kind of slow start, but once it started ramping up, it was crazy. It was awesome. It was amazing, and definitely should have been on WrestleMania. I know why they didn't do it, because there was two other triple threats. They didn't want to overshadow. This match would have definitely overshadowed both of the triple threat matches. That's why they didn't do it. And I don't know how I feel about that, because I do understand that booking, and that's logical booking, but is it right to punish the Guns, DIY, and the Profits because, oh, you guys are just too good? Your match is just going to be too off the charts that we got to let the others? I don't know. It's a tough call. It's a tough call, but either way, I'm glad we got it here. I do love it. This was an amazing match. I do believe that the Motor City Machine Guns won a lot of people over here. I hope that the Street Profits just cemented their legacy, and DIY, you guys did great too. I don't know where DIY goes from here, but I hope they stay together. I hope they don't turn on each other right now, because there's a crazy good storyline where they turned on each other in NXT. We don't need to do that yet. I don't know where they go, but let's hold off on that. Street Profits, well-deserved win, but I applaud all of them. Even though I had 16 yawns, the last match of that opening segment, that was like an hour and 15 minutes right there, and the Drew thing too, an hour and a half right there. The last hour was really good, and the first half an hour was really good, and some sprinkled stuff. I forgot. The Miz came out. He cut a really good promo. Now I could tell when the Miz is like really passionate and when the Miz is going through the motions. This was like an in between. Like everything he said was true, but I didn't really feel it from the Miz. But it was a great promo, and I think people are going to mistake what I just said. Like, no, that was like a lot of feeling. No, go back and watch The Miz on Talking Smack with Daniel Bryan, and you can see that the guy is getting emotional in this. This was him cutting an awesome promo that most people can't do, but I didn't feel like all the emotion that I should have felt, I think. But it was still great, and I really hope nobody takes that as a negative, and I don't know how they're not gonna. God, I wish I could just redo this, but it's one take, one chop. This was a good promo, but I just felt that he was told to go out and do a good promo, as opposed to him just with a chip on his shoulder going out to do a good promo. And then Aleister Black came out and disrespected him. Aleister Black looked good. Aleister Black's from like 4 years ago, but it's just like I wish the Miz got more respect and wasn't, he's just such a good company guy that he'll just do whatever he's told, and sometimes that will mean good paychecks, but it also means he's not always going to get the prominent spot. He's going to always be putting people over. So you need people like that. So The Miz did his job, and he did it very well tonight. And he also had a segment with Mello. They had the trophy. I love that they brought the trophy back, the Andre the Giant trophy, because like a lot of people, they just forget about it because that Battle Royal doesn't mean much, but they kept it there. But Miz gave Mello a chain with Andre the Giant's head. And that can lead to a lot of cool things moving forward. It could be a weapon even because it's such a big head necklace. And yeah, The Miz is a great hype man. The Miz can be Paul Heyman because he puts over the person he's next to as opposed to just himself. So anyways, that was like before. That was like the first hour. I just forgot to mention it. But yeah, Black debuts, Miz cuts a really good promo, and we got an Andre the Giant chain for Bello. Great segment. Overall, I will say that this SmackDown. How many chops? I was entertained, even though I had a lot of yawns. I think the yawns came, though, because I woke up super early. One of my team members, one of my employees, we threw her a surprise baby shower today. So we all had to get to the store early so we could decorate and stuff, and while still opening. So I got up a little early. So maybe if we could like take out half these yawns because I woke up so early, but I did have a 16-ounce Red Bull. I'm just going to give this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for that TLC. That TLC is like 3 chops right there. I'm going to give it 8 chops, even though the middle was kind of like, I'm trying to come up with a new system. So if anybody wants to tell me a better way of doing, maybe I should just do like 78%. I don't know. Anyways, boys, girls, that's my one take, one shot review. Kept my lung in my body. Thankful for that. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you. Well, that's WrestleMania week for you. It's over. It's done. It's finito. WrestleMania 42. Here we come. Have a good day.